Good morning, guys. I am kind of feeling silly doing a video talking about how I do coffee in the morning and my intermittent fasting schedule, but so many folks have asked for it. And last night I was talking to my friend Jamie, and she was like, Laurie, I think people would be curious what you do. So I'm going to tell you what I do. I don't know that it's perfect, but it has worked for me, and I love my coffee pot. It is a frivolous splurge, but I'll tell you why I do it and kind of what my morning routine is. So my morning routine is kind of basic. I hop up normally around 5 a.m., between 5 and 5:30. I exercise first thing, hop on the computer and do a little bit of work. Then I get dressed, showered, get my house started for the morning, take my daughter to school, and then I come home. Actually, I make my coffee before we go to school. And then I start to work. So yeah, I make my coffee, take her to school, come back home, usually get a second cup of coffee because I drink 2 cups of coffee in the morning is what I do. And then I head to sit down to work for the day. I don't eat anything. I do the faster way to fat loss. I don't eat anything until around 11 or noon, and then I stop eating around 8 o'clock. For me, it has been super valuable, and it has definitely helped my weight. I've maintained my current weight, which is a healthy weight for me, for about 3 to 4 years. I have struggled with my weight. I've been 225 pounds. I lost 75 pounds early. And then like when I was 21, and then I struggled to stay, I stayed about 20 pounds heavier than I am now for most of my adult life. I'm finally at kind of like my dream weight. And so intermittent fasting has helped me out a ton. So let me show you my coffee routine. Here we go. Hi, Carol. I'm so glad you're here this morning. Hi, Lupnik. Hi, Tamara. Y'all, I feel like this is so boring, but this is what I do for my coffee in the morning. So here we go. Last Amazon Prime Day, there was a deal on the Nespresso. Actually, it was over at Walmart. So this is the Nespresso machine. I got it because I just had heard how wonderful it was, so I got it. It was a splurge. It was on sale. It was kind of one of those things where I was like, it's on sale. It's a great price. Maybe I'll try it out. I like the Nespresso. I think it's expensive. I probably would not recommend it if you're a frugal person. I think you can drink coffee out of a coffee mug and be way cheaper. So there's my true honest opinion about the Nespresso. However, this frother thing, this is what sold me on the Nespresso. I was drinking a lot of creamer, way too much creamer. And my friend Sheree said, Laurie, this creamer thing is amazing. So I was like, okay, if Sheree says it's amazing, I'm going to try it out. So here's, the big thing is it makes your skim milk taste better somehow magically. And so your cheap coffee all of a sudden feels like Kansas City coffee. I was drinking way too much creamer, you guys. It was definitely impacting mostly my cholesterol. So I didn't want to have to worry about that. So I love the frother. I think the frother is worth getting a frother, and you can do that pretty inexpensively, and you could save a ton of money if you don't want to get a fancy coffee maker. The problem with the coffee maker is these pods are expensive. So let's see how the pods go. The pods come in different sizes. They're expensive. They're like $1 a piece, which I think is insane. I let myself have one a day, and that's it because it's so expensive. I feel very guilty using them. They come with different sizes on them. So like that's a 150. This is a 230. This is a decaf one. This is there's a big one here. And I'll tell you that I am out of my normal size. So I have been using the big ones, and then I pour off half. So that's actually what I'm going to do today, and then I just save the rest to drink later because I'm cheap. So let me grab my extra cup of coffee that I'm going to pour into. So I'll show you how the big one works. You want to make sure if you order the pods to get the bigger ones. Okay, we're going to bring y'all over here. So first thing I'm going to do, first I want to show you two. I like that when your pod goes down, it goes back here, and I like that compared to the Keurig. So your old pods stay here, and then they actually send you, which I did like this about Nespresso, they send you a recycling bag, which is kind of cool. So you just dump this in to your recycling bag, and then I'll mail this back to Nespresso, and they will recycle that. I did like that because I hate the idea of using all this extra stuff. Okay, this is so weird to be telling y'all, like this is just what I do. Okay, what we're gonna do next is we got our coffee machine going. I'm gonna pick my pod, and I'm actually gonna use one of the bigger ones, which like I said, I'm out of the smaller ones, and I'm not gonna waste anything. So I'm gonna put my coffee mug here. Are y'all ready? There's my coffee mug. There's my Nespresso. I'm gonna pop it in there. It's probably gonna take a second, so we'll let it get started. Then I use, this is a sweetener that I use. I have it in a FabFitFun container. The sweetener is from Trim Healthy Mama. Again, you can click the link in the video. We're not an affiliate for them or anything. I just happen to like it. I keep it in a cute canister that I got from FabFitFun, and it makes me feel fancy. I probably use about a teaspoon of, that's more than I usually use. There we go. So there's my sweetener. Then what I do, hang on, let me get y'all in here so you can see this. Okay, so remember it's gonna make a little bit more than we really need. Just let y'all. Okay, super exciting, you guys. It is actually, I hope that's gonna make the right amount. That is gonna do it. It takes a long time compared to a Keurig. I always feel like it takes a little bit longer. There we go though. And I can't hold it for you guys and plug it in, so I'm gonna have to wait a second, then I'll show you the frother. Actually, maybe, yeah, I can't. Okay, so it's basically making it. I'm not gonna make y'all sit there. So it's pouring the coffee, okay? Then, this is the magic right here, is the frother. I use 2 tablespoons of skim milk, and that helps me stay in my fast in the morning. It's about, I believe it's like 12 calories. So I do measure it because I don't usually measure skim milk because I'm not super worried about it having a ton of calories. But if I'm using creamer, I always measure it because, yeah, I could get real crazy with that. So now that I've got my frother, I'm gonna put my lid on. Y'all, the frother is everything right here. Here we go. So it's gonna froth that right up. So it's gonna froth it up. Now let me bring over, I'm gonna do this over here so you guys can see it because this is just really hard to show and hold at the same time. Let's go this way. Okay, so now here we go. So we've got our, should have done it that way to begin with. Okay, so I've got my coffee. And remember I put my sweetener in it. I'm gonna give it a stir. And then I'm gonna add this, y'all, that skim milk. Look at what happens. Skim milk froths the best. Do you see how frothy that is? So then I'm just gonna put that in. And like I said, it just helps me to stay on track. It saves me a ton of creamer. So obviously I'm saving some money on my creamer more than anything. I'm saving the calories and just the unhealthiness of creamer. I don't think I really knew how bad creamer was for me. I did not drink coffee until about a year ago, maybe a year ago. And when I started, I did not know how bad the creamer was for you. So I was drinking sugar-free creamer like it was going out of style. And my cholesterol went up. And I was like, oh, not a good idea. So this way I've saved myself all that creamer yuckiness. And then I just don't eat anything else. Like I'll have 2 cups of coffee usually in the morning, and then I don't eat anything until between 11 and noon. So I'll answer any quick questions you have. I also have a blog post written that will tell you all about it. So if you're curious, but for me, it just has been so valuable to kind of like put, I think for people who truly love to eat, which I'm a girl who y'all, I'm totally an addiction personality. I like to eat a lot. And so for me, intermittent fasting sets some ground rules. And it says, Laurie, you can eat. It's not that you can't eat, but you can't eat 24 hours a day because that's what is my nature, my personality wants to eat 24 hours a day. So if I set up those rules for myself, it sets parameters and it says from 11:30, usually around 11:30 until 6:30, you can eat healthy foods that are good for you. But I don't know, so some people think the magic is in the intermittent fasting. Some people think the magic, I personally wonder if the magic is just in, it just makes you eat less. I mean, if you're eating in a 6-hour window, you're just not eating all day. And I think also having space between your meals. So I used to graze all day long. I try really hard to like eat at 11:30, eat a decent meal, eat a small snack again around 3, and then eat at dinner time. So I have breaks between my food because it just, I think it's really easy, especially for those of us who work from home. For moms, we're here right in the kitchen making food all day long, and it gets so easy to just be crazy. This helps me out. Do you track your calories and or macros? Yes, I do track my calories and macros using MyFitnessPal. I follow the faster way to fat loss method. So some days, like on Monday and Tuesday this week is my low cal. Monday, Tuesday is a low carb day, which is like 40 net carbs. Then Wednesday is a regular macro day, which I think is like 150 carbs, maybe 100 and something. That was Wednesday and Thursday. And then today is a low calorie day. So I'll be a little bit lower on my calories today. like I said, it just helps so much. What brand of frother is that? It's the Nespresso frother. It's the best thing ever. Parmesan chips are a good snack. That's a good idea. There were some in stock yesterday. Let me see. That's really it, guys. Why is your coffee so thick? It's because it's my Nespresso machine and the frother. Y'all, the frother is so good. And the day, yes, thank you, Nick Vicky. I wake up and I exercise between 5 and 5:30. I've done that for probably since my kids were little, because I got depressed when my kids were little and I was struggling emotionally. And my sister-in-law just said, I think you need to get out of the house. And so in the morning before the kids got up, I would wake up and go exercise, and it changed my mood and just made me a happier person. So for me, that was super valuable, for sure, to be able to do that. I want you all to be able to see that stuff. So it's been worth it for me. It's helped me a ton. I wish I had learned this when I was younger. I will tell you, just in full disclosure for anybody who's curious, I am 45. I did weigh 225 when I was always overweight. I hit 225, probably got into my 200s in my high school years. I was always really heavy. And then I just like food. I was talking about this with somebody the other day. I just like to eat. Like, I get bored. If I'm bored, y'all, I like to eat. I don't really eat necessarily because I'm sad so much as I eat because I'm bored. If there is nothing else to do, my brain wants to be doing something. So I eat because I'm bored. So I gained all that weight, and then lost it. I lost about 75 pounds fast. And then I kept it off within I gained about 20 of it back, having babies, whatever, being a mom, all the things. And then about 4 years ago, I started this faster way to fat loss, maybe 3 years ago. And I just wish I had known about it. So I'm 45 years old. I feel like I look pretty good for a 45-year-old. I'm pleased. I'm happy. I'm at a weight that's great for me. I'm just full. I might as well tell y'all, because hopefully none of my close friends are watching, because that would be weird. But I'm almost 5'8". I weigh about 143 pounds. So for me, it's a great weight. I carry most of my weight from my waist up, so it's easier for video. I look skinnier probably than I really am. Most of my weight is in my bottom half, but I'm totally happy with that weight for me. I've got a size 10 shoe. I'm never gonna be like a little 120 girl. That's not gonna happen. Like I said, I've got a size 10 shoe. God made me big, and I'm thankful for these bones that are strong, and I'm thankful for a body that carries me well through each day. Because I do video, I am probably more conscious about my weight because it's very intimidating to be in front of you guys on live when I am not naturally super confident here. So watching my weight is important to me. My husband had a heart attack a few years ago. My family history has not been most of my family struggle a lot with their weight. And I just want to be able to model for my kids. Like, I can only teach them so much, but I can show by example, this is what mom did. And so it's important to me to do that. Okay, so I'll read all of your questions now. I kind of just got through that really fast and tried not to read that. You look awesome. You're so sweet, guys. What type of exercise do you do? So I do the faster way to fat loss workout. Some mornings I walk 2 days a week with a friend. Y'all, walking with a neighbor is so good for you emotionally. We were both getting real grouchy, and she messaged me the other night. She's like, we got to walk. And so it's cold out here in Ohio. And so we were like, oh, can we walk? I was kind of against it. It helps you so much emotionally to have a friend to walk with. So we walk fast, 4 miles twice a week. And then I wake up every morning and I do something. I either spin or I do faster way to fat loss workouts. I really have let go of I was doing a lot more weight training pre-COVID. But with COVID, I'm not going to the gym so much, so doing the faster way workouts are great at home. So they help. Hi, Marla in Kentucky. You have an app called Simple, and it helps you stay track. I love that. You look great and don't look your age at all. Thank you, Jenny. I actually don't feel my age. I feel like I did at 20. Like, I don't think I've ever, Coffee probably helps because I didn't drink coffee at 20. How do you keep from getting a headache? Diane, one thing is, I would say if you're doing intermittent fasting and you're struggling initially as you start out, this camera is cracking me up. It just keeps moving its place. If you're struggling with your intermittent fasting initially, I would start in increments. So I would start the first day. If you're used to eating at 7 a.m., I would eat at 8 a.m. If you're used to eating at 8 a.m., I would scoot it to 9 a.m. Do it in baby steps. Don't go from eating at breakfast super early take your time with this. So eventually get to 11. Because I wake up at 5 a.m., I'm pretty good to do it. I usually break my fast around 11, and that works for me. I try to wait sometimes till 11:30. If I'm busy with work, I don't even notice it, but I've been doing it for a while, so that definitely helps. You're in the trifecta of death with heart disease. Oh, Jessica, I encourage you, try out, maybe think about doing just, if you do nothing else, I will tell you, let me tell you something about dieting and faster way to fat loss. I do the intermittent fasting at least 5 days a week perfectly. That part, I have it nailed down. I do the exercise every day perfectly. Those things really help. Like if you just do those two things and don't do anything else, I think you're gonna see a substantial change. Just those two things. So add in some steps, walk, 10 minutes, something, do something. Then adding in the faster way to fat loss, I do all of the, and we'll talk about that maybe more another day, but I know so many people have asked that I figured I would do it. The more you can, adding the macros in and the diet and the calories and all of that really helps. But if you can just do the fasting and the exercise, I think you're gonna see big improvement. So anybody who's just struggling, this is my personal opinion, this is not probably what faster way to fat loss would say. I step on the scale every single day to hold myself accountable. So, and this is for anybody who truly struggles with your weight. Some people will say don't. Every single morning at the same time each morning for probably 7 years, every single morning, y'all. Actually, probably for 20. Since I lost my initial weight, I step on that scale every single day because it's really easy for me. I love food, you guys. Like I love food. It's really easy for me to lie to myself and say, oh, I'll just eat that. Y'all, in a quick minute, a girl who loves food can gain 10 pounds, like in a quick minute. So I hold myself accountable by stepping on that scale every day. And I know a lot of people will say don't do that. I've read a lot of statistics lately that have say do that. So if you do nothing else, and if you're sitting here watching me this morning and you're like, Laurie, I don't have any money to pay for faster way to fat loss. I'm tired of being overweight. I'm tired of my struggle. I did not expect to do this today, y'all. Sorry, you're getting way more than I anticipated. If you're just like, Laurie, I don't know where to start. If you're watching on this screen this morning, first of all, my heart is with you. I know. I battle it today, every day. It is a fight every day. So I want you to hear that clearly. I want you to just think about, try intermittent fasting, try waiting till noon or 11:30 to eat. Try that. Try some exercise. Try that. And then start weighing yourself more every morning. Just hold yourself accountable. It is hard. It is not like, and I don't want to lie to you guys and tell you that magically I intermittent fast and I just dropped 1 million pounds. That's not the case for me. But I do think it helps, but I think it takes daily work, like exercise every day. You have to do it. I can't, there's so many weight loss programs that lie to you and say, oh, you can do this and you'll feel full all the time and it's easy. Like I've tried keto. That's horrible. Like I will not ever be a keto blogger, you guys. That's just not in my wheelhouse. I don't want to live like that. But you have to work at it every day. That's just the truth of it. And for those of us who are truly addicted to food, like I struggle with a lot, like if you weren't here and I didn't have to show you guys myself on video, I would eat all the chocolate all day long because I like chocolate a whole lot. But I don't want to do that for my family. I want my girls to grow up and just feel like they have control. And the only way I can give that to them is by modeling it. Okay, let me read through your comments now. Y'all, did not mean that whole thing. This all happened because yesterday Jamie was like, Laurie, I think you got to talk about this. You're 54 and you swear. I do think, Carla, okay, so I'm 45. I can see a huge difference, even in the last year, in my metabolism. I cannot eat a whole lot. So yeah, I do think as you get older, it gets harder. So at 45, I'm struggling. I don't know where, and I will tell you, I'm a journey here. I'm just like you guys on a road. I don't know what I'll look like in 10 years. I don't know if I'll be able to keep it off. We'll see. Sadly, I hope I will be. I try really hard and it's important to me. I do think the faster way helps me so much when I feel like I was kind of after the holidays just kind of creeping out of control. And this week I've totally gotten back on faster way and I feel so much better. I'm like, okay, you can make good choices. You can decide to do better. So I think for me that helps a ton. Let's see. Thank you for sharing. Great example. Do you still follow? I do follow the carb cycling, especially when my weight starts to go up. I definitely start the carb cycling again. So when I'm at my normal weight and I'm happy with where I'm at, I don't stress a ton, but I do eat naturally a lot fewer carbs. So I just eat a lot of salad and eat salad and chocolate, and I try to eat more protein. 63 years, and you lost 19 inches on faster way, Lena. You are a rock star. Lena just said she's 63 years old and she lost a total of 19 inches on the faster way. That makes me so happy hearing that. Your questions with the fast, you had a friend tell you Your coffee needs to be black. So I only have about 20 maybe 10 calories in my coffee. So remember I think you're supposed to say under 50 calories for your coffee in the morning for sure. So that should be your goal. You're let me see. You love the new low-cal. I'm so excited about the low-cal recipes. It's going to make this all so much easier. If you're over 45, this is the only way. It really wasn't hard. It was the easiest you've ever lost. Thank you, Margaret, for saying that. I love that. She lost 25 pounds over 45 with Faster Way. I really do love the program. You're 5'8", 5'9", 130 pounds, almost 5'4". Oh my goodness, Mary. You're tiny, Marie. I just saw your comment. Faster Way to fat loss, yes. I can go till dinner without eating, but your family yells at you. I know, Cindy. I struggle with that too. My family, I don't often go till dinner without eating. I could not. It would be hard for me to do that. Coffee and cream breakfast. You can't quit coffee. Yeah. You can have coffee and creamer for your breakfast. Coffee and you can either use, if you use creamer, I use skim milk to keep my calories lower. I don't know what the calories are in creamer, but I've heard creamer is good for that. How to motivate yourself to exercise if you're always naturally small, but also, okay. Raina, here's my challenge. She just says, how do you motivate yourself to exercise if you're naturally always small, but you deal with autoimmune stuff and feel exhausted? I would challenge you, Raina, try to exercise like 5 days in a row. Just see if you can. And just set a time and make it a non-negotiable. Now, I don't have an autoimmune disease, so I don't know a ton. So if you may be in a different situation and I don't want to like steer you the wrong way, but I will say for me, my mood is so elevated and I get so much more done during the day that I don't have time not to exercise. There is so much work that I have to do to run a business, and I have a big team of a lot of women who help me out every day. I literally cannot do it if I don't exercise. So I also think just my mood is elevated. I'm so much happier on the days I work out. If you meet me and I haven't worked out, I'll be real grouchy. So it definitely helps me to be happier. You like to eat once a day, 2 years of intermittent fasting and 50 pounds gone. I love that. What is carb cycling? It's eating lower carbs some days and higher carbs the other day. Another thing I would do, honestly, if you just want like a free way to lose some weight fast, I say that. Y'all know I'm not against. I would do the intermittent fasting, exercise, and pull up MyFitnessPal. It's a free app. It'll track everything for you, and you can just put in what you're eating, and it'll help you get under control. I think the Faster Way, it does this whole not expensive. Well, it is expensive, but it's worth it. I do think it's worth it. If you need the encouragement, it's fantastic. But it does a big, huge thing on how to carb cycle. But if you're just starting out, if all you do is intermittent fast and log your calories in MyFitnessPal, you're going to change your life. You just will, 100%. Your story is like mine. You were over 210 in high school, lost 60, and then I've gained about 20. Yeah, exactly. Carly, you're in the same boat as I was. And I didn't realize, I didn't feel terribly heavy, but when I look back, I wasn't terribly heavy, 20 pounds heavier than this. I was totally fine. But I do video a lot. I have girls that I want them to grow up and know they can be healthy. And I know, I'll tell you this one more story and then I'll hop off because I know this is way too long. When my youngest was a baby, maybe even my middle, it was my middle girl. She was like 2, and we went to a baseball game, and there was this family, and this girl, my age, hopped out, and she was trim and beautiful, and she had a cute little baseball hat, and I looked at her, and I had this feeling, and I know those of you who struggled with your weight have had this feeling. I looked at her, and I thought, oh my gosh, she's so beautiful, and she's so cute, and she's got babies my kid's age, and she looks amazing, and I don't look like her, and why don't I look like her? And I looked over, and she was with her mom. And her mom was probably 20, 30 years older, but trim, healthy, fantastic shape. And I thought, she watched her mom be healthy. And I didn't necessarily have that experience. So I decided at that point, I was like, okay, you have a choice. You can let your girls see you as you are, which is fine. And again, nothing is wrong with you, whether you're heavy or light. That part doesn't matter. But I feel better at this weight than I feel when I'm 20 pounds heavier. So for me, and certainly way better than I felt when I was 70 pounds heavier. And so for me, I thought, the only thing I can do is model this for them. I can't fix the genetic gene pool they've been given. My family is heavy. I don't know what it's like to feel skinny when you're little. I don't know what that feels like for people. For those of you guys who are naturally thin, I've never been a size, I can't even remember being The last time I remember being 120 pounds was when I was like 6. Like literally, that's like, I didn't do that. So I can't fix the gene pool, but I can fix the behavior so that I can model for them as well as I can what I want to do. So, phew, that was a lot of talking, y'all, today. I'll try to read through all your questions. But, okay, Bridget, y'all, let's just talk about Bridget. Bridget says, by shedding pounds and exercising daily, you're healthier now in a wheelchair than before. So Bridget is a longtime passionate penny pincher reader who I absolutely adore. She is in a wheelchair and like blows my mind every day. When I see her pictures, I don't know, Bridget, how much weight you lost this last year. Seeing pictures of you, you're skinny. You're skinny. So I think you're a lot younger than I am. So I think you're like 38. So I'm like clinging to that, but you look amazing. And I think and I feel like you feel super happy about it. So I love that. Let me see. I'm not a coach. You loved watching Christmas. Where'd you get the cute mug from? It's a rifle mug and I love it. Let's see. Don't push yourself okay, thank you, Katie. Katie says, don't push yourself if you have an autoimmune. Yeah, thank you, Katie. I did want to make sure. I'm not a doctor, and so I don't want to like give you any, I'm just a mom who struggled with her weight. That's it. So don't push yourself more than you can, but talk to your doctor about that's a good answer. I'll say that. Talk to your doctor about the best fitness plan for you. For those of you who don't have any autoimmune diseases, and if you don't have any health issues, I think just walking is a great way to start. Okay. Yeah, Barbara, we can't fix the gene pool, sadly. Don't you wish we could, I will tell you, I really, really, really wish I could fix my gene pool. Most days I sit there sadly and I'm like, Lord, when I see people who are naturally thin and don't struggle with their weight, I sit there and I live in a big state of jealousy because I would love to know what that's like. But I think what I realize is God has given me very strong bones. He's given me very strong muscles. There's a lot of good things in being bigger. And so for those of us who are naturally larger, if you've got a size 10 shoe like I do, this is the way God made me. He made me strong. He made me healthy. He gave me a good body. And so I really am pushing on to, especially my girls, I constantly say that. Like, I am so glad I will say for those heavier people, I had the easiest childbirth of anybody I know. And I remember my doctor saying to me, he was like, what size are your shoes? Because he was afraid I was going to have real big babies. And I said size 10, and he was like, oh, you're good. So there are benefits to having big hips, y'all. There are some God-given gifts to those of us who are made stouter. And I think we need to encourage our girls that. And I definitely tell my girls all the time, like, aren't we glad we have such strong legs that even though I would love skinnier legs, like, I'm thankful he gave me what he gave me. You thought I was one of those people, Katie. I was not one of those people. I am not one of those people. And I wish you, it's really hard to tell on video. I am not by any means heavy at all now. Like, I am certainly at a very great weight, but I am certainly more bottom heavy than the top half you see of me. So just being real honest, feeling blessed just listening to you in Blessed Stream, Michigan. I'm so glad this discussion is what you need to keep track. I am so glad. It's hard to look. Oh, Marcy, I do think it's so much harder when you are short, for sure. So, I'm jealous of short people because I always feel my husband is just barely taller than I am. And so I always feel just tall and big. And everywhere at room, like if I go into a room, I'm almost 5'8". At 5'8", like when I go to the gym, I'm the tallest girl in the class and I always just feel big. And I'm just made big, but that's okay. Like, yeah, size 10 for the win. Amen, Ginger. I love that. You're a size 10 shoe, 5'7", and have big. Okay, Jen, we're made the same. That's the thing. Like, God gave us good hips. I birthed my babies in about, like, not even kidding, I pushed through one contraction, whatever. It was fast, and they were like, how'd you do that? I was like, that's these awesome. God made me to birth babies. I only had 3, thankfully. But anyways, Dean, I love that. And I think size 10 is fantastic. I am a size 8 on the bottom. It is the thinnest I will ever be. I will never be smaller than a size 8, and I have to work really hard to keep it up. And I keep it up a lot, you guys, honestly, because of video. Like, partly I keep it up for my kids, but now I keep it up. It's intimidating to be on video every day, and so all of us want to look our best, for sure. You would rather be too tall than too short. You can't reach everything. That's true, Deborah. You know what, though? I would just encourage you, if you are 5'2", or 5'6", or 5'10", or 6 foot, whatever you are, God made you so perfectly. Like, He He gave me this body because he knew this is what I needed to have. He gave you a different body because he knew exactly what you needed to have. So whatever body God has given you, do not be thankful for that. Like, I am so jealous of people who have cute little, like I see my friend Jamie is a great example. She has the best little legs and she's just a cutie. And I love, like, I'm like, oh, I wish I had that like she does. God didn't give me that. He gave me this, and he gave you something different, and it's all good. So whatever it is, y'all, 4'9", Mary Alice, I bet you are the cutest thing ever. She says she's 4'9", and the struggle is real. I bet it is a lot harder at 4'9". I can only imagine, but I bet you are a cutie. So anyways, we are all beautifully and perfectly made. God did make us each perfectly. You have 3 babies as well, 3 pushes or less. I am with you, Jen. We're in the same boat, you and me. Anyways, okay, y'all. If you can, try out intermittent fasting. If you're watching and you're just discouraged this morning about your weight, know that you are not the only girl who has felt like that. My heart hurts for the weight loss girls who struggle with it. You are beautiful and perfect, and God has amazing, amazing, perfect plans for you right where you are. So try out intermittent fasting. You can click the link in the video. I am so glad. Y'all, thanks for hanging out. 6 foot Elaine, you're a rock star. And think of all the things you can reach that the rest of us. I had to have my son come home to reach things, and I'm pretty tall. So yeah, God makes us all perfect for sure. Y'all have an amazing day. Thank you for hanging out with me. Make your coffee, do some intermittent fasting, and I'll be back on Monday. I think we'll be doing a recipe or a house thing Monday. Y'all have a great day. We'll talk soon. Bye, guys. Yes, my coffee is cold. Have a great day.